Hello and welcome to the A to Z YouTube channel. My name is Toby Allen. I'm the A in that A to Z. I'm in charge of the songwriting, producing and engineering side of things when it comes to A to Z making a record. And today you're going to be looking at another drum library, this time from a company called Robot Dog Drums. Now, admittedly, this is a company I've not heard of before. They reached out to me and asked if I wanted to have a play. They've seen some of the videos I've done of drum libraries and stuff in the past. So whether you consider this a sponsored video or not is up to you. They gave me this to have a play with. I guess the implication was there for me to make a video if I liked it. And the fact that it's here on the channel, you know that I do like it. So make of that what you will. My opinions that I express about this are entirely my own. They've not told me anything about this. They've not told me what to say or anything. So you are watching me experience it for the first time. And just to add to that, there are some stuff that we've had a chance to have a play with and things recently that I didn't like and that have not appeared on the channel and won't be appearing on the channel because I didn't like it. For example, the new Neural DSP, Mesa 2CP plus, whatever it's called. I downloaded the trial of it, had a play, didn't like it, so I didn't make a video. And it would have been an easy way to get a few more views on the channel, but I wanted to keep the integrity of the channel, making videos on stuff that we actually like and will actually use. So that all being said, let's have a look at what we've got here. I had a look on the website for Robot Dog Drums. It says Robot Dog Drums look different, sound different, and if you've got an electronic drum kit, plays different than any other drum sample library on the market. Find your sound with over 60 different drums and cymbals to choose from, and dial in your preferred level of gloss or grit with the turn of one control. So we can see straight away that looks very different because it doesn't look like normally you have like a 3D render of a kit or like a photograph of a kit or something. This is kind of like a sketchpad drawing, which I think is really cool. It's a really cool aesthetic. And when you change out when you change out the snare and stuff, that actually changes the picture, which I think is really cool. Yeah, it's this one seems to be, judging by this big word here, that it's geared towards rock rather than metal, but that's fine. I actually have this session loaded up, which is number 3 of the 6 albums I'm writing and recording for this year. Which is kind of an old school aesthetic. We're going for kind of like an 80s thrash kind of sound. So we want a drum sound which is not quite so modern. Not your typical sort of GGD, Krim, Hertz, easy drummer kind of sound. Something a bit more old school. So I thought it'd be ideal to load up these drums, which are geared towards rock, on this, and we hear how it sounds. So let's do that to begin with. We're on this alternative metal preset. Let's have a listen to that. It's just the drums on this song. Yeah, sounds pretty great. And what we've got over here is a character knob to go between modern full mix and natural unmixed. So I'm just going to dial that down as the beat plays. So that's kind of more like natural, like if you actually recorded real drums and put them into your session, they would sound a lot more like that than what that sounds like. That sounds like it's got the processing, compression, bit of EQ and stuff going on there to kind of make it so it's more production perfect, ready to go into a mix. You've also got a punch button here, which I believe changes or plays with the transients. So if we turn that off and hit the kick, and then turn it back on, yeah, you can hear a bit more of that transient coming through. And the snare, yeah, you can hear that. Transient being pushed. We've also, over on the actual UI over here where you've got the picture of the drum kit, you can click on any of these to hear them. A nice touch I like here is that you can click on the outer part of the ride, and it sounds like a ride, but if you click here, it sounds like it has the bell. And then what you can also do is hit this drop down and change. So a variety of sounds on there. If you go to the snare, you've got quite a few. The 2 variations on the Black Beauty. Oh, yes. Oh, that's really nice as well. And you can also turn the snares off. That kind of sounds a bit ridiculous. And they got variations on hi-hats, variations on the bells. This one here makes me think of Funeral for a Friend for some reason. Casually dressed and deep in conversation. If you're familiar with the album, you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Splash, crash. So you've got 3 crashes: China, stack, splash, and bell, as well as the ride. Toms, you've got quite a few variations. Oh, they sound quite dirty, for want of a better word. Dirty sounding toms. Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's hear what that sounds like. Yeah, so that's, you can see how quickly it was for me to make a kit there. I like how it changes the look of the drums when you change them as well. It's quite pretty cool. Very easily got the option here to map your MIDI, and you've got an alternative one here as well. You can also adjust the tuning as well. Pretty cool. You've also got some extra percussion. Always need more cowbell. That's it there. We've also got learn buttons here, which are really useful for using an eKit. In the mixer, you have the ability to, on the kick, you can actually blend in an 808. On the snare, you can blend in a trigger. Adjust the reverb on all of these. You can multi-output as well. These appear to be the close mics on the cymbals. You've also got the ability to put tape on and off on the master. And that's the mixing page. I like the fact that it's all there on one page. There's no skeuomorphism on this one like there is on a lot of other libraries. I guess that's personal preference whether you like that or not. I think on here it just looks nice and simple, and I think you kind of respect that. That's great. On the setup page, you've got your mapping. You've got some you've got various mappings on here. Super drummer, get better drums. So they obviously got superior drummer, R Brandy, I think it might be Roland, get good drums, Stephen Slate drums, addictive drums. So you've got a few mappings on there to choose from. You've also got set up here for your eKit hi-hat. I don't really know anything about that, so not going to really comment, but that looks like there's a lot there to mess around with. You've also got eKit positional sensing on the snare, so you can actually have it so if your pad has the ability to sense what part of the snare you're hitting, you can turn that on and that will adjust the way that it plays. You've also got learn buttons on all of these as well. Again, going to be great if you're using an eKit. Grooves. Now this is really cool because you can actually use this to essentially design your own groove rather than having like a list of pre-made MIDIs that you can drag in. So if we take this 8th note groove, I'm just going to change the settings on here and you can hear how it affects the groove that's being played. So that's your velocity there, by the sounds of things. then this little Pac-Man ghost is adding in ghost notes as well. So we can go over to double time. Sixteenth note. And then triplet groove. And it appears my webcam has died. Never mind, you don't need to see my face. Train beat. I love the fact that it's got a cowboy hat. That just cracks me up for some reason. That sounds like this. I recently discovered in Easy Drummer that there's a bunch of train beats in there as well. That's, I don't know, I'd never come across the expression until recently. I find it funny. So with this, once you've actually designed your groove, you can then drag that into the DAW very easily. So that's quite nice. Fills, 16th notes. 32nd note. 8th triplets, 16th note triplets, and then flam fill. So you've got a variety of different sounds there. You can very easily make your own song with those. Pretty awesome. So that pretty much wraps up really for this drum library. There's a lot of variety of sounds, as we've mentioned. Now, interestingly, this kit is actually 13 gig in size when it's installed, which is 3 gig bigger than the Kurt Ballou Volume 2, which is an enormous kit because it's got all that bleed and stuff and loads of fancy stuff going on with that one. So for this one to be even bigger is pretty mental, but that's because of the variety of the different shells and stuff. So let's say you've got tons of kicks, you've got tons of snares, and you've got a variety of toms as well. And what I like with this one again is that you change the tom, it will change all of them, rather than have to go through and change each one individually, which is really nice. And I really like the wood grain on here as well to show you what it's made out of, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This may end up getting used on this album. At the moment I'm kind of flipping between this Kurt Ballou Volume 2 and Easy Drummer Duality 1. We'll see what happens when it comes to actually getting the album finished. In the meantime, yeah, I'm going to be playing around with this one. If you've got any rock songs then coming into the studio, then this will be ideal for that as well. And it'll be interesting because this one says it's rock on the name. I want to be interested to see if Robot Dog Drums brings out any other variety of genre targeted libraries. So, you know, maybe there'll be a metal one, maybe there'll be a jazz one or something. So I'll be really interested to see what happens in the future with this company. And yeah, I think I like the fact they've gone for a unique look, they've gone for a unique sound. They're not just treading the same old path that everyone else is treading. Yeah, I really like it, and thank you very much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, give it a whip because it's evil and it needs to be whipped, and we'll see you next time.